Good morning to everybody. Boker Tov. Shavua Tov. You know, there is a very famous story in the Navi. Speaks about Ishaya ben Amotz. I think we mentioned it in the past, different occasions. Ishaya ben Amotz was a Navi, and he comes up to the king of Israel. His name was Chizkiyahu HaMelech. And he tells the king, Tzav lebetecha, ki met ata velo tihyeh. I want you to know that you're going to die and you're not going to live. 1 second. Died and not living is the same thing, right? So why he repeats? He says, Be'olam hazeh, ein olam haba. You're not going to have chelek la'olam haba neither. Say the Navi to the king Chizkiyahu. The reason is because Chizkiyahu never got married. He didn't want to get married, didn't want to have children. So Chizkiyahu tells back the Navi, what do you mean? You think I'm doing it for fun? I'm doing it because I know exactly which type of kids I'm going to have. I know that I'm going to have Rav Shaked Menashe, 2 kids that they're going to be Chotim Umachtim et Rabim. And then Ishayahu tells the king, why are you getting involved in the plans of Borei Olam? Someone ask you? You have to do whatever God is telling you to do, no questions. God tells you to get married and to have children, you have to do it. Say Chizkiyahu to the Navi, all right, I agree. I'm going to get married. But you know what? I want your daughter to get married to me. Ishayahu Navi tells Chizkiyahu, Ya Habibi, I'm going to give you my daughter. She's going to be a widow. It's already done. It's already fixed. It's the gezerah, the Borei Olam put on you that you're going to die. And the words of Chizkiyahu HaMelech to the Navi is, Ben Amotz, Kale nevuatecha v'tzeh. Finish up your prophecy and get out of here. You're going to tell me that we have no power to break a gezerah that Borei Olam is telling us? And the Navi tells us, Chizkiyahu HaMelech turned his face to the wall and he prayed. And Borei Olam accepted his tefillah. And Chizkiyahu got married to the daughter of Ishayahu Navi, and they got children, and he had chelek la'olam haba. Rabotai, in our parasha, we have a mitzvah. The mitzvah is called Ir Miklat. Ma ze Ir Miklat? Ir Miklat is a city of refugee. Person by mistake kill up someone, gotta be b'shogeg. So this person, to get saved from the family of the murderer, he must go to Ir Miklat. By the way, someone asked, Ma'adin, what's the halakha if the guy that got murdered have no family, so no one is about to kill this fellow? You also have to go to Ir Miklat or not? The Gemara in Masechet Makot writes down, yes. Why? Because Ir Miklat, it's not only city of refugee to get safe. It's part of the kapara. Part of the kapara for the averah that he did, got to go to Ir Miklat. And we all know the famous Gemara. The Gemara writes, brother is the Torah. The Torah says that he have to stay in Ir Miklat until when? Until the death of the Kohen HaGadol. Correct? Says the Midrash, the mothers of the Kohanim Gdolim, they used to feed up those people. Why? Because they didn't want them to pray for their son to die. Ad kan the Midrash. Can I ask a simple question? Tell me something. So the mother is going to go and he's going to feed them. You think they're not going to pray? You think they will like to stay in jail? Who is not going to pray to go back home? So thank you for your food, but I want to, I want to get out of here. What is the mother of the Kohen Gadol thinks that throughout her food that she's feeding those people, they're going to stop praying? No way. Rabotai, the answer is an amazing answer. The answer is, the mother of the Kohen Gadol, she knows that they're going to continue praying. But at the same time, she knows that their prayers are not going to be 100% L'Shem Shamayim. And when a prayer is not 100% L'Shem Shamayim, the prayer cannot break a gezerah. Therefore, Min HaShamayim, the Kohen Gadol is supposed to live until the age of 95. If those people are going to pray right now that they want to get a release, their prayers are going to be 100% L'Shem Shamayim. L'Shem Shamayim, they can break up and they can kill the Kohen Gadol. But once the mother will give them food, so they're going to be pleasant, they're going to enjoy over here, they're going to feel comfortable. And once you feel comfortable, your prayers are not 100%. Prayers that are not 100% cannot break any type of decrees. And now listen up. There is a beautiful story Chachamim are bringing us. I believe you know it. The story is about a couple. They used to live in a city by name Sidon, I believe. A second, let me confirm. Yes, city by name Sidon. This couple, they couldn't have children. Years were passing, nothing was coming. After 10 years, the husband goes to the rabbi and he tells him, Chacham, I have no children. And the mitzvah, the halakha writes that after 10 years, no children, we have to get divorced. I don't want to get divorced, but I have no choice. The Chacham told him, no problem. I want you to get divorced, but one condition. The condition is, make a party. The same way that you made a party when you got married, I want you to make a party when you get divorced. Who was the Chacham? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So we all know the story. The story is they got married, and with the simcha, she gave to drink wine to her ex-husband. He gave her the get. And Rabotai, when he's already drunk, he looks at his ex-wife and he tells her, honey, now you're going back to your home. Whatever you want to take with you, tfaddalu, take it. The most precious things for you, yeah, the best, take it. And he fell down asleep. At that moment, the woman tells up the people, please pick him up and bring it home. Next morning, he asked what's going on. She said, I took the most precious for me, it's you. And they went to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai back. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, oh, according to the action that you have done, Min HaShamayim, they decided to break up the decree, get married again, and you will have a child. Ends of the Midrash, in this part, most of the people, they don't know. Ends of the Midrash. And he says, Vedvarim kal v'chomer. If basar vadam, if in between one person and another one, when he have a request that he wants to get married to this person, it's happening. Kosh sheken and kal v'chomer. If Am Yisrael will want to get closer to Borei Olam and to bring Mashiach, it will happen. If Am Yisrael would like to have Bet HaMikdash, it will happen. So why it's not coming? What's the reason? The reason is because we have to ask ourselves, we really feel the need? We really miss it? It's really something that it's, or it's only when there is problems. I was in an event, but a very, very tough event. Person that lost his wife. And he said, Borei Olam, we want already Mashiach. How many sicknesses and how many problems and how many this and how many that. So the truth is that it's great, it's tefillot, it's amazing. But I think that if our tefillot for Mashiach is only when there is troubles, that's not a will from inside. That's only external interest. And whenever a person has interest, the person cannot change the decree. So you're going to tell me, no, okay, so I want Mashiach. How can I show that it's really coming from my deep heart? From the deepest of my heart? The answer is, what's the reason that you want Mashiach? If the reason why we want Mashiach is to feel closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to stop having this darkness, we don't feel God in our life. Most of our days we're running from one business to another one, from one opportunity to another one, in between the house and the kids and the job and the office and the stock market. And barely we come to shul, we pray something, we hear some divrei Torah. We don't feel disconnected. We don't feel that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is far from us, that we don't see godliness clear. When a person feels that, that's what brings Mashiach. I remember Chama V'dei Yosef Alav Shalom. Every time, Rabotai, every time that he was talking about the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash in Yishurim, he was crying. Now, we sit down on Tisha B'Av, and if we see someone cries on Tisha B'Av, we say, Tzaddik. When you have people that only to think about it makes them to cry. That's the difference. That a tefillah can break a decree. Let me tell you the following story. How a tefillah can really make a change. There was a man, I heard it straight from him. He stood up in the shul in Brooklyn and he said, Rabotai, I saw God in my own eyes, with my own eyes. And he says that he was in the hospital visiting one of his friends. And he enters to the elevator. Once he enters to the elevator, the son of this man that was very sick enters also. And he said, we were only me and him in the elevator. We were going up, and I see, you can feel in the environment, the sadness and the pain. And then he said, all of a sudden, I hear him, the son of this fellow, picking up his head up, and he says, quietly, with the deepness of his heart, Borei Olam, you know that in my life, I don't know how many mitzvot I have done. I have many, many things that I have to fix. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I take on myself. If you will do a miracle and you will save my father, I will start keeping I think he said something about Shabbat to reinforce the concept of Shabbat, whatever. He says they just got to the floor, they entered to the room, and there is a doctor coming out. And he says, great news. We just got a reaction right now of the patient that is showing us a very good sign. We have to put him into a type of surgery. We think that we're going to be able to save him. He asked, at what time was the moment that you saw the sign? It's a few minutes ago. When, what? Was the exact time that he was making this prayer. He said, sometimes, unfortunately, our prayers are getting 100% Hashem Shamayim when there is tzarot, when there is problems. But the tzarot are coming to teach us one message, that throughout your mouth and throughout your prayers, if you pray 100% Hashem Shamayim, always you can break a decree. And that's why the Gemara writes that a person who answers Amen Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah Bechol Kocho, a person who answers Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah, is able to break a decree of 70 years by decree that he's supposed to get. So someone asked me once, he says, Chazak Baruch. So from now on, let's close up the Sidurim. Let's just answer Amen Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah, and that's it. By the way, what's Bechol Kocho? We have machloket in the Rishonim. Some opinions are saying, scream it. Say it out. Other Rishonim are saying, no. Bechol kavanato. What's halakha? Both. What's the Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah? Why Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah? What is that? Hocus pocus magic? How is the Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah breaking a decree? You know what's Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah? Rabotai, Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah is the prayer that we ask from Borei Olam to come back to us. Come back. To stop this galut. Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah Mevarach. His name will be big and Mevarach will be blessed. Le'alam u'lalmi al-maya. Forever and ever. Like we said at the end of the Tefillah. Bayom ha'u yeh Hashem echad u'shmo echad. That day, when Borei Olam will reveal himself back, his name will be announced all over. There will be no more doubts, no more sefekot, no more yetzer hara, because we're going to see it clear. A person who says, Yeheh Shemeh Rabbah bechol kocho, he wants Borei Olam to come closer. When you call Borei Olam, he comes. When a person calls HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes. So let me just finish with this last story that I would like to share with you. What is this concept of calling up Borei Olam? There is a family in Eretz Israel. I'm going to tell you something, it's very strong, but it's amazing. Today, you can go to Bnei Brak. That is one of the most religious cities in Israel. And you can see in the middle of the city, groups of non-religious people, tourists. Now, don't think tourists. Thank you. Don't think that those tourists are from other countries. I'm talking about Israeli tourists. Israeli non-religious people. That they come and they make a tour in Bnei Brak. This story it was published mamash this last week. There is a man that works for one of the websites in Israel. It's called Hidabrut. And Hidabrut have also the news and stuff. And this man that works for Hidabrut, he was walking on Bnei Brak, and he sees the group. This is interesting. Chilonim, not religious, making a tour in Bnei Brak. You know how much there is to see in Bnei Brak. He approached to the guide, and he tells him, I'm sorry to bother you in the middle, but can you explain me what's going on over here? And he tells him, listen, you're going to be surprised. We organize tours of food. You know, to taste all type of food around Israel. Our first stop is Bnei Brak. And I tell to my people, I want you to take out all what you get from the TV and from the news and from whatever you get from the school, and to look at what is the religious world with your own eyes. And let me tell you, they get amazed. They get amazed. They were talking, and I'm telling you, I have no time to tell you all the details. I want to tell you the punchline. So this fellow asked the guide, can you tell me, you know, the best story that he had here in Bnei Brak? And he tells him, of course. I call it the cherry. Duvdevan. You know, you're going to be amazed. And he tells him, one of my groups asked me to make a tour, Chol HaMoed Sukkot. Chol HaMoed Sukkot, we want to see what's going on in the religious city. He started the tour, and then he said, listen, I can get my people to see a sukkah, you know, from an organization, from a school, but I don't want this. I want them to see what is a real sukkah of a regular family in Bnei Brak. I was looking around Sukkot here, Sukkot there, and all of a sudden I see a very big sukkah. I decide, say the guide, to knock the door. Kids are opening, and there is, mashallah, I don't know how many kids going out from the door. And I ask, can I speak with the father? He says, of course. Father comes. He says, listen, I'm sorry that we're bothering you in the middle of Sukkot. And he explained to him, we are a group of non-religious people. We want to know and we want to see from close the religious city. Can you please host us in your sukkah? He said, let me ask my wife. Comes back, positive answer. Tfadal, come in. They enter a huge sukkah because they have, mashallah, a lot of kids. And they start talking with the Baal Habayit. And the Baal Habayit, very nice fellow, explains them, gives them an idea what's Sukkot all about, to go out from the box that will live throughout the year. You know, throughout the year you live a very regular type of life, but Allah wants us to go out from the box. And then Rabotai, the father, the Baal Habayit, tells the group, do you see, I want you to know what that means, to think outside the box. Do you see the picture behind you? And the whole entire group turns out their faces to see what's the picture. And they see a little kid, you know, with the kippah, with the peot, in the picture. And then he says, this is my son. Let's call him Daniel. Alav Shalom. And he explained that his son passed away. I don't know how much time ago. And then he tells the group, I had two options. One option was to focus in the pain and to be broken, because the pain was too great, too hard. That was one option. The second option is to go outside the box and to see what do I have around me. And you see all those kids, you see all this family. That means to go outside from the box. He said the impact that these people had at that moment was so great that I can tell you, many of those people started to come closer to Borei Olam. What happened over here? You know what happened? When we understand that we choose